Ladies and gentlemen, dang 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 dang. Tonight I'm going to review a very special mod, 1 out of 3 DNA 20 rod mods in the market currently. Okay, named the Cyborg. Okay, I would like to thank Darren, my friend, for loaning me the unit for review. Okay, let's start. I'll show you the what consists of the basic kit. The basic kit, you will get a main tube, the head unit where the DNA 20 chip resides, and you have a 510 top cap and a bottom cap with a brass hot spring in place. Okay, contact points for the head units. Head unit is made of copper. Okay, the price. Okay, the prices for the aluminium unit is 239 USD. For an extra $5 each, you can get these extension rings. For the brass unit, full brass unit, is 259 without the rings and 269 with the rings. Okay. Okay, let's assemble the unit. Okay, I'm going to assemble it in 18650 configuration. Okay, these rings can be assembled, 2 of them together, or you can have the main tube in between them. Alright, I'm going to do with the main tube in between them. Okay, as with most DNA mods, the moment you assemble the unit, the screen lights up automatically. Okay, you do not need to switch on anything. Okay, so this is fully assembled at 18650 mode. And you can see the difference. My TU, the length is of course much longer than normal Mac mods, and as you can see, with my TU has an atomizer on top of it. It's almost the same length. Okay. So you can imagine with an atomizer on top, it's much longer. Okay, I'm using my Ithaca for the review. Okay, it's at 0.68 ohms currently. Okay, before I screw on the atomizer, let me explain how the top cap floating ring works. Okay, it has an inbuilt spring-loaded system held in place by a C-clip. Okay, and the contact pin is made out of copper as well. So when you tighten down your atomizer, you will see that the pin moves forward, okay, and makes contact with the other copper contact of the head unit. Okay, so I have found that the proper way of, or the better way of assembling would be to put on the atomizer through the top cap first till it's flush, okay, so that you do not have any gap here, and then you screw the whole thing onto the the cyborg head unit. Okay, so as you can see immediately, the first so-called flaw, okay, or issue is that you have this gap here showing it will not sit flush. So you only have two choices. Either you have a gap in between your Addy and the 510 top cap, or you have a gap here. Okay, the gap is not right through. Okay, there's actually metal in between, so it's actually not too bad. Okay, I suppose if you do not look at it on purpose, it's not such an eyesore. Alright. The other issues I've picked up is you can see that this line here, the seam, the gap is also bigger than the other seams. There's another gap here. So these are the so-called two main issues currently I've spotted thus far. Okay, and okay, sorry for the slight pause there. I was trying to get the mod to read my atomizer. Doesn't seem to be focusing that sharp, but you can see the blinking lights over there is actually reading 0.6 ohms, which corresponds with my ohm meter earlier. So rather accurate reading, I would say. I presume it's flashing because it's right at the limit of the DNA 20 chip of minimum resistance allowed. I have tried. It will flash at 0.6 and 0.7. 0.8 onwards it doesn't flash. So okay, just a little bit to show. I have it set at 12 watts currently. Okay. Okay, very good vape. I'm quite happy with 12 watts setting. Let me see, 12 watts. When you fire, you will see 3.3 volts running. Okay, and when you let go the button, it's reading 0. You will only read when you're firing the voltage. Okay. And for those who are new to DNA 20 mods, this icon here shows your battery level, and that's your wattage whereby you adjust, okay, up and down, down and up, sorry. Okay. Another thing I have spotted is if you look closely at the down up adjustment buttons, okay, one is machine shorter than the other. I have no idea whether this was done intentionally. Maybe it was, so as to differentiate between up and down, but it's kind of weird that the higher one is used for reducing, for going down instead, and the shorter button is used for going up. So in my opinion, it could be done the other way around. Okay. Firing button, kind of a small button design, and not really used to it, but it works well. Slight wobbly feel to it, you know. Okay, it has a slight wobbly feel to it, but when you press it, it gives you a very firm feel. Okay. The up and down buttons do not have this wobbly issue. I suppose it's just a little tolerance that needs to be worked out. Okay. So overall, okay, I would say that this is a very nice design, okay, unique design, and if they could iron out the issues which are quite obvious if you look closely, I think it would be a nice mod. And from the news release by them, they are working on telescopic tube, which you can purchase separately, and a bottom button, so that you can convert, okay, the tube into a Mac mod, a normal Mac mod, just by screwing on the 510 top cap and the bottom button. Okay, but currently it's not available yet. Okay, before I go, I would like to just show some of the basic functions of the DNA 20 mod, chip. So what you do is you lock the module up by clicking 5 times quickly in succession. Then you hold down the firing button and the up button. Okay, and then you see left mode. So what that does is it flips the screen around, okay, the other way. Alright. Next thing is you hold down the firing button as well, and this time you press down the wrong button. You press down the down button. Okay, from normal mode you will go to stealth mode. Okay, then you let go both. The screen will go off, and what that does is it shuts off the display when nothing is depressed, so as to save battery life, I presume. And okay, when you press the firing button, nothing happens. Okay, so hang on, I'm going to pause a bit and figure this out. Okay, apparently in stealth mode you cannot unlock. It shows that it's still locked, but you can vape. Okay, you can see while you're vaping that there is no display at all. Alright, that's about all for the review. Early on, when I was fooling around with it a bit before the video, I noticed that when I up the wattage up to the maximum of 20 watts allowed, and after taking 10 or 20 draws, the chipset sort of went haywire, in a sense that the resistance reading of the eddy jumped to 1.7, 1.8, and every time I click the firing button, nothing happened. And what I did was read the atomizer again, try to read again, and I got a different reading again. But I never got back the correct reading of 0.6. I had to remove the atomizer and sort of remove the battery to sort of reset the module, and then assemble everything back before I got back the reading of 0.6, and lower down the voltage to vape again. So overall, I will not do a thumbs up, thumbs down on this device, as not really a professional reviewer. So okay, I would say if only it was 50 bucks cheaper, that would be something nice to get. Okay, that is all.